everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Food and Farm Show. I'm Gil Dominguez, and this is Fair Week. That's right, time for the Nevada County Fair. And of course, this is an agricultural fair. And here you can see a lot of different exhibits about agriculture in our community. Right behind me, as you see, we have a beautiful example of this big machine. You don't even know what the name of it is, but it can grab the whole tree trunk and lift it around. And this is a pretty big tree trunk right here that they have on exhibit. Behind me and where we're going to be entering is our Ag-Sperience. And inside here there are booths and information about all the different agricultural groups in our county. So let's go inside and have our own experience at Ag-Sperience. What you're looking at right now is a very successful hot compost pile that's about 130 degrees. And here with me is the mother of all composting, Master Gardener Mary Santicus. Mary, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Thank you, Gil. And I'm just one of many compost queens in this county.
Of course you are, but you were the first one that we got introduced to, so
Okay.
You are the mother of composting as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you got the compost pile working. When did you get that started and how hard was it?
Well, today's Saturday at the fair, and Tuesday during the fair setup, I just went to the manure bins and collected enough volume to make this pile. And when you have enough volume of browns and greens, you get heat within 3 days, and that's what we've got.
And of course, if you tuned in last year to the Food and Farm Show, you saw that we were at Mary's class over at the Master Gardener's headquarters over at the NID and the Master Gardener Demonstration Garden. So besides the compost, what else is Mary doing today or this week at the fair?
Tomorrow at the fair, Sunday, we're doing a compost/cool season vegetable workshop at 1 o'clock to 2:30. And this will be about lazy gardening. It says, "Hi, my name is Mary. I'm a lazy gardener." So,
Well, you are. You're the laziest gardener I think that I know. But seriously, what vegetables are we talking about when you talk cold weather?
Oh, cold weather, you're talking about kale. Kale is the one. Arugula, cabbage, lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that we need to be thinking about right now, planting now, so that all through the winter you can be eating from your garden.
And of course, that's near and dear to my heart anytime you mention food. And I remember something you said last year when we were talking about putting mulch on the gardens, and you said you want to wait till it gets hotter than blue blazes.
Well, it's hotter than blue blazes today, I would say. So when you're trying to keep the moisture in, that's when you mulch. Next spring, when you're hoping to warm up the soil, you want the rays to strike your soil directly, so no mulch in the early part of spring.
Now, what else is the Master Gardeners doing? We're right here in front of the entire Master Gardener facility and booth you have. You have your little demonstration class over here.
Well, there's a bunch of activities for kids this year at the Master Gardener booth. Workshops, and then you can just talk to a Master Gardener and ask all your questions anytime.
I thought I was.
Did you have any good questions, Gil?
You know, you would think I would, but they fail me right now. But we did want to come and visit with the Master Gardeners and show everybody what you do here at the fair. And of course, your work is ongoing all year round.
Oh yeah, there's workshops all year round, a hotline you can call, you can even email in your questions. Plant sales are coming up, you went to that. Daffodil Project, there's so much that the Master Gardeners do. They're on the radio.
And there's actually a calendar of events, right, out of your website?
Yeah, there's a calendar of events. Come to the website. There's a lot of information. That we even have YouTube videos of composting. And demonstration garden. It's a wonderful demonstration garden.
It is, and a wonderful thing for the community. Well, listen, thanks a lot for spending a few minutes here, and good luck to you and all the Master Gardeners. Be sure to tell them I said hi.
I will. Thank you, Gil.
Another one of the booths at Ag-Sperience is the Nevada County Resource Conservation District. And as everybody knows, this is a drought year. Besides 20% water conservation that everybody is supposed to do. There's fines that are happening in different communities. Different water districts are taking different approaches to it. With us is Steve Baker from Operation Unite. Steve, welcome to the Food and Farm Show.
Well, great being here. Great to see you guys here.
Well, thank you very much. Part of our job, of course, as the Food and Farm Show is to talk about the drought and educate people. Let's start off with where exactly are we, almost at the end of summer right now, with our drought conditions?
Well, if you look on a statewide basis, we're talking about some pretty serious circumstances down in the Central Valley. Farmers are drilling hundreds of wells, trying to recapture water that they're not getting by the surface water reservoirs. St. Louis Reservoir is down to 20% or so. It's very, very low. A lot of our reservoirs up north are very, very low. Fortunately for Southern California, they were able to catch a lot of water from the Colorado River Basin, and so they have their reservoirs where they want them to be. They're not full now. We're partly into the summer, but nevertheless, they're far better off than we are. Nevertheless, again, the entire state of California is in a drought circumstance. We all need to be conserving. Think twice before you use your water. Try not to use water outside unless you absolutely have to, and then very minimally, and we'll get through this. Unfortunately, we're looking at a possible weak El Nino, according to the experts, and that means that we probably will not have an abundance of water this winter. We don't know. Nobody has a crystal ball, but this is what the scientists are saying right now.
Yeah, I've heard the conversation on the El Nino go back and forth from predicting a strong one early on in the season, and now the warm water seems to be receding. Although with the typhoons hitting Hawaii, I was hoping that might push some of that water up there. But you know what? It's a big ocean, and it's really hard to move all that water.
You know, what's interesting about California precipitation is we are really, our historic water supply really comes from 4 or 5 storms that most recently has been identified by the atmospheric scientists as atmospheric rivers. It's a narrow band, probably a couple hundred miles wide, of really humid water, carries a ton of water, and it looks like a little snake crossing our oceans, the Pacific Ocean. When that highly humid water ends up intersecting the state of California, that's when we get our 10 inches of rain. That's when we get our 15 inches of rain. When that does not happen, as it did not happen this year, we end up having half the amount of water. That's when our reservoirs don't fill up. And so we're in dire straits right now. If this continues into the next year, which we may in fact be going in that direction, people will be finding that their wells will be going dry in various areas. It will be sporadic because of the nature of fractured rock environments. We will have a more serious issue with NID's ability to provide water to us, especially considering the water rate situation right now. And you know, keep in mind, these reservoirs are managed so that they will have water for about 3 years. So if we had a serious 3-year duration drought, what happens? The people are the stressors. The people is where the solution is found in these things.
Well, the water goes in so many different areas. People is just one aspect of water. Of course, we need water to live as human beings. Agriculture is another. But another big user of water is industry.
Well, that's true. I mean, we hear about well fracking. It's becoming so popular. It's talked about a lot because of its downside, actually. And it does use a lot of water. And a lot of times that water is used maybe water that has a much higher use than to be used for fracking. And so,
well, I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about construction, and they water down the sites to keep down the dust. And then there's other industry that uses water with solvents to do daily cleaning and baking, and large-scale manufacturing that uses water to wash down all their different things and the parts after they make. And it's just used at some point, and I hope we don't get there, people have to come first.
Well, water underlies every part of our life, no doubt about it. Industry generally is not where most of the water is used. I mean, that's just the way it is. Most of the water in our state and in people in general in the world is used in agriculture. That's where most of the water is used. If people want to think about their water footprint, it's not just water at home or water that it took to make the plastic spoons that we use at the house or whatever. It's that food that we eat. A hamburger uses a tremendous amount of water. To make that hamburger, we're talking about many, many, many gallons of water. It's us. Again, I keep stressing that. Industry is supporting us. The primary stressor is us. And so the solution is also the people of the state of California.
Well, let's narrowcast it a little bit here as we wrap this up and talk about just in Nevada County. Now, they suspended the water rights back to, was it 1935 or 1928, or I forget the exact year, but Nevada County owns water rights that go back further than that.
Well, I cannot speak for NID. However, I'm aware that they have a junior water right that's more recent than 1914. Then they have senior water rights, which predates 1914. Their junior water rights, I understand, were called. Now, when you call a water right, that means you're told, can't use that water this year, so the water that you normally would divert into your reservoirs needs to flow through the reservoirs. That is the state that NID is in right now. The unfortunate and the high concern that they have is the condition attached to that requirement by the state is that water be diverted and allowed to continue through the reservoirs and not be used by NID for 270 days after they issued that call, which means they're not to capture any water till April. Well, our water delivery is over. Precipitation generally is finishing up in April where we live. So what are we going to do at that time? How can we fill our aquifer, or not our aquifers, how do we fill our reservoirs up? That's very problematic, and if NID chose to be defiant, the penalties are huge.
Well, they can call it off before 271 days also.
Well, they can do whatever they want, but they have to have a support of the people behind NID to accomplish that. And I believe that's what NID wants to do, and they can do it with the help of the people in our county.
So if anybody wants to get involved or know more about water rights, where can they go?
Well, they can certainly go to me, Steve Baker, Operation Unite, phone number 530-263-1007. Happy to answer any questions you have on water, in particular groundwater.
All right, well, listen, Steve, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Food and Farm Show, and thank you so much for your work partnering with the Conservation District.
Well, I love doing it. Thanks.
Another popular attraction here at the Nevada County Fair is the chicks hatching, and we have some visitors right here. Hey, guys, how you doing? Good. What's your name?
Nate.
Nate?
Dash.
And
Sam.
And you're watching some of the chicks here. What do you think about that?
Cute.
Are they? What's the thing you most like about chickens?
Cute.
They're cute. So as you can see, they have eggs in here that are ready to hatch, and these are newly hatched chicks. You can see them over there enjoying some of their first drinks of water. We were talking to some young men, and here's the mama chick herself, Leah Losner. Leah, hi, and welcome to the Food and Farm Show.
Hi, nice to see you.
Now, your boys were saying you had some chickens before.
We did. We had, I think we had 9 or 10 of them. We raised chicks in our bathtub, and then we moved them out to the coop and had eggs and a rooster, and it was awesome. They loved it.
You know, we never did go with the rooster thing, a little bit too noisy for the neighborhood.
We lived out in the middle of nowhere, and the roosters keep the hens safe from predators, so that was why we got a rooster.
Well, what I found is that one of the hens assumes the duties of the rooster, and she becomes the dominant hen and does that same. Matter of fact, we had a predator come in the fence, and she took that predator on to save all the other hens. So I thought that was pretty amazing.
Pretty cool. Chicks are cool. We like them.
Now, what else are you doing here at the fair?
We are eating lots of treats, and we're seeing all the animals, and of course we're going to ride a whole bunch of rides.
It's fun to come here and sit and watch the chickens. If you're lucky enough to be here when one is breaking out of their shell, then that's always exciting as well. And as we've seen on other episodes, chickens are very easy to have at your home. Other than the bees that we have at our farm, chickens is the second easiest animal to take care of. They virtually put themselves to bed and just require some food and water and a nice area to live in. Coming up next, more from the Ag-Sperience right here on your Food and Farm Show. It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
We're at Spd Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about Spd.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love Spd Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
Another booth here at Ag-Sperience is the Nevada County Farm Bureau, instrumental in so much that's going on around Nevada County in agriculture. And with me is Andy Barhyde. Andy, welcome to the Food and Farm Show.
Thank you.
Now, we were just talking before we went on air about the Ag Tour. You happened to be there at the tail end of it,
Yes.
But what a great success that was for the group itself.
Yeah, and it's really good for the community to come out and actually see what's going on in the county as far as the farming and the other agriculture that goes on. A lot of people don't have that connection with where their food comes from, so it's great to see the community actually support it.
Well, it is, and of course that's what the booth here is all about at the county fair. A lot of people lose sight of the fact that this started as an agricultural fair, and then of course all the things got added on later with rides and Treat Street and everything. So what are you doing here in terms of giving out information to the public?
So basically we're just trying to inform the public about the Farm Bureau, what products or, well, I guess what activities and things we do to support agriculture in the community, in the state, and nationwide. So, you know, they do everything from support ag in the classroom to stuff for farms and ranches. So it's a big organization, but we're, you know, on the local level to help the community of Nevada County.
Well, this is the Nevada County chapter of the Farm Bureau, and of course they have the State Farm Bureau that deals with everything agricultural as well. And of course your president is Sue Hook. Where's Sue today? She already put in her time, or is she coming later?
Yeah, Sue puts in a lot of time, so she kind of comes and goes during the day, but that lady works hard.
What's one of the questions that always gets asked, a familiar question that people want to know about?
Well, they want to know what is the Farm Bureau. A lot of people think it's just for large corporate farms, but the Farm Bureau supports all agriculture. So it doesn't matter if you have 2 chickens or if you have 1,000 acres in Nebraska. So,
and of course anyone can join the Farm Bureau, right?
Right. You know, they have associate members, which could be people that, you know, live in San Francisco or LA that have nothing to do with agriculture other than buying their produce at the grocery store, their meat, all the way up to, the active members that can vote and are actively engaged in producing some sort of agricultural product.
All right, and of course, before we went on air, we were talking about your latest venture, McCourtney Road Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Pumpkins is a fun crop to grow.
It is. This is my first year. I just thought of what would be a good product in Nevada County that there's not a lot of, and something that is good for the family. Everybody likes in October to go out to a pumpkin patch. Well, what's better than a real pumpkin patch where people actually grow them on the farm, they sell them from the farm. So it's been an exciting venture, but definitely a lot of work. There's nothing to say about hard work and farming other than that's what it is. So
that's right. You got to get out there every day and look at that. So how many pumpkins you got in the ground?
There is just under 3,000 plants. So we're hoping to have a good crop of pumpkins, around 10,000 pumpkins, I'm hoping. So.
Right. Now, are those the kind that you can bake with, or just purely ornamental ones?
I have a variety. So I planted a variety of pie pumpkins, and then all the way up to the jack-o'-lanterns and some giant pumpkins.
Wow, sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
All right, well, listen, good luck with that venture. And, of course, there's no easy way to do farming, like Andy was saying, other than get out there every day and do it. And thank you so much for your work here with the Farm Bureau. And be sure to tell Sue I said hi.
I will. Thank you for your time.
Another booth here at Ag-Sperience is the Granges. And, of course, as you know at home, I'm a member of the Banner Grade. And with me is Carolyn Richardson from the
Golden Empire Grange.
Golden Empire Grange, which is in Grass Valley, right on LeBar Meadows Road, right?
It is.
Okay, so I know a little bit about where the Granges are at, and of course the Banner Grange is out of McCourtney. So how are things going over at Golden Empire?
We are doing very well, and we need more members, and we always invite more members to come with us.
Well, Grange is a great organization to belong to, and as you've seen here on our show, one of the oldest agricultural entities in America.
That is true.
So now up there at Golden Empire, what are you guys specializing in? What are some of your activities that you have going on up there?
Most of our activities revolve around dancing, both country dancing and ballroom dancing. We have a dance coming up on August 15th, next Friday. And it's going to have a contest and swing and all sorts of fun and prizes, good prizes. And we have bridge tournaments also. We try and work with the community and community organizations and such.
Now, we've had a resurgence of Grange here in our community. Banner Grange, of course, went from just a handful of people to over 100 members. The Rough and Ready Grange is having a resurgence. What do you think is driving that?
I think an interest in agricultural aspects, but also the community aspects. It's a good social organization, and we are very friendly and open to new ideas, new approaches.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that all three Granges have come together to have a booth here in Ag-Sperience.
It is the first that I know of.
So that in itself is a great testimony to how all the Granges are starting to work together.
We're very much working together within each other and within the community as a whole.
Now, what's your favorite part about being a Grange member?
Dances. I'm a dancer, and I love all the dancing.
The girl loves to dance. Well, it wasn't too long ago that Grange activities were really the social high point of the whole community.
It's a very social organization. We are conscious of the environment and the growth of the area, and we are looking for new membership always, and invite people to come and join us.
So lots of information here at the Grange booth. I'm sure they're going to have it again next year.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Saturday of the fair, so it ends tomorrow. But next year, be sure to come on by to the Ag-Sperience. Perhaps Carolyn will be here to dance with you. Who knows? Well, that's about all the time we have here for this edition of the Food and Farm Show, the special fair edition. And be sure to tune in each week on NCTV Channel 11, Suddenlink Channel 16 for the Food and Farm Show. And, of course, anytime you want to on the Food and Farm Show channel, which is on YouTube, Just go out there and type in the Food and Farm Show. I'm Gil Dominguez. Until next time, we'll see you later right here on the Food and Farm Show, right?
I know.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. We're at Spd Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about Spd.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love Spd Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.